particular job, my responsibility is to take charge of the airplane and the crew and to see to it that we give the passengers as safe and as pleasant a ride as possible. Now, this normally is no problem. The crew is highly trained. We have a good airplane, and we're highly motivated, and we have confidence in our ability to handle our job. So command in a situation as we're in is no problem. If anything unusual should occur, anybody in this cockpit can handle a situation. We each have confidence in each other's abilities. We know we're well trained, so we can reduce any problem to its simplest terms, and I'm satisfied that we can arrive at a satisfactory answer to any unusual situation that develops.
Good morning, Bob.
Oh, hi, Jane. You want 295?
I'm going with you today.
Okay. All the way to El Paso. The girls check in yet?
They both signed in.
Well, weather's good all the way, so there shouldn't be any problem. Now, you serve a meal on the Dallas leg.
We serve a champagne brunch to Dallas.
And we may get in about 10 minutes early, so I don't think that will...
Oh, there's plenty of time. I don't think we have to worry about it. Well, I'll stay on the airplane then.
Okay, weather's good at Dallas, 95 degrees. Okay?
Great. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Crew coordination, to me, means getting that airplane from A to B in the most comfortable and safest way possible. This implies competent members of the crew. It implies that the girls know their job and know something about our job. Most of the people are highly intelligent, highly motivated, highly trained, and crew coordination is almost automatic from the time they start flying on the line. It's just a matter then of individual differences. Some people stress one thing more than another, but these are minor and quickly learned.
3 hours and 12 minutes of crew coordination from now. Flight 295 will deliver 117 passengers and a multi-million-dollar aircraft to Dallas.
From the very beginning, get on the airplane, check emergency equipment, check your food and your catering, board the passengers, get the passengers all seated, ready to go. And once you're in the air, just serve the meal, make them happy.
Before starting into check.
Tomorrow afternoon, the return flight for the crew will have a different number, 584, and probably 100 different passengers. What remains the same on every successful flight is the crew's attitude about those passengers, about the aircraft, and about each other. That's what each of some 1,200 daily departures is all about.
Set. Engine oil quantity. Check. Hydraulic pumps pressure quantity. On. All three check. We're on interconnect. Open. Pumps one on. Fasten seat belt. No smoking sign. On. Door warning lights. Tested and check. Check there. Ready to start when you. Starting number one.
Please use it as the stewardess is now demonstrating for you. At this time, we'd like to be assured that your seatbelt is securely fastened. Please observe the no smoking sign and place your seat back and tray table in the full upright position. Captain Calderon is in command of our Astrojet this morning. He informs me that our flying time to Dallas will be 3 hours and 12 minutes.
FAP, you ready to taxi? Ready to taxi. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Keep runway items to go. Transponder, ready to go. Going through 100 knots now. Still looking good. V1 rotate. feet, and I have the seatbelt sign off. Shortly, we'll be climbing to our cruising altitude of 31,000 feet. Should be a good ride all the way, but please leave your seatbelts fastened while you are seated. Now, as far as the stewardesses are concerned, I would say that crew coordination between them and the fellows in the cockpit is also important. Normally they work a lot harder than we do. And I would say one of the biggest assets for any airline is to have a competent stewardess who likes her work, because she is the one who deals with the passengers back there. The whole focus of the airline is to give the passengers a good ride. Even under adverse conditions, the stewardess can still make it a good ride.
The airline keeps asking you to give the people more things. People keep expecting more and more. You have to give them to them, and the flying times get shorter and shorter.
We can help her in many ways by the briefing on the ground before the flight, advising her of the flight conditions, the amount of time they will have if they're serving meals, and in the air we can tell them if there are any changes in the flight conditions from their briefing on the ground, and keep them posted on whether or not we are going to arrive on schedule, or possibly early, or a few minutes later, so they can serve accordingly.
I think the biggest problem on this flight, and as on any flight, is that everybody wants everything at the same time. Everybody wants their meal right then. They can't realize that you've got other passengers to serve also.
The girls physically work harder on a typical flight. No doubt about that. They're moving around, they're dealing with people, and some people are more demanding than others. They always have to be nice, they have to be on their toes, they have to look good. It's better that they feel good. Whereas up here, we're our own boss. We've been at the job longer, so we know what to do, and a lot of the things that we do are routine just by doing them so long. And the average girl may be with the airline 1 or 2 years.
Sometimes you run into crews that seem to want everything and don't realize that you have a full plane of passengers to serve also. And sometimes you have crews that are very considerate and realize that you do a big job in the back too. Bob's a very considerate captain. Usually we talk it over on how many people we have and when it's easiest for me to serve the meal.
They can also help us in many little ways. They can inform the captain that the cabin is too cold or too hot. When I make my PAs, a good stewardess will tell me if it's coming out clearly and the proper volume, or it's scratchy, or some criticism like that help me. These are all little things that make for a better than average flight. I try not to have my crew ask for coffee climbing out. First of all, it looks bad to the passengers. Shows that we're getting preference to them, so we try to wait till we're at cruise altitude before we even ask for the coffee.
Whenever there's an unusual situation on the airplane affecting either the comfort or the safety of the passenger, I call the captain and inform him of the situation, because he's probably better able to handle it, and it is his responsibility. In the end, he's the one that the buck stops right there at him. He's the boss. That's his airplane when he's got it in the air.
Folks, we've been cleared for our approach. We'll be landing in a few minutes.
Flight 295 terminates in El Paso, and then in another 90 minutes, this 727 becomes another flight, and 6 different people become another crew. And what has worked for this crew will work for every crew. For after all, crew coordination has little to do with schedule or destinations or size of aircraft, but it has everything to do with attitude. And what about the 747? It's bigger than the whole El Paso operation. And simply because of its size, its larger passenger loads, and the different configuration, it might seem that crew coordination is an entirely different matter. It's not. It still comes back to the attitude of the crew members toward providing passengers with safe, efficient, comfortable, and friendly transportation. When the cockpit and cabin crews are coordinating, interrelating, Understanding one another's problems and responsibilities, the big bird can seem as small as the Bach 111, or maybe even as small as your own living room. No matter what the aircraft, crew coordination is the same.